potential too, right? You send your Tempest double,
sure,
and you can go help with like a Zeus and a Spirit Breaker or a Legion duel, and you don't even have to commit yourself. Let's say.
Yeah, bubble.
So they have a lot of ways to like work around their ganking all over the map and space making.
I would say he's one of the best global people because he doesn't have to put himself at risk. You know, people pick like a Spectre and then she has to ult in, but she could die. Arc Warden, go ahead and kill my little friend and a Necro.
Oh, that's a interesting
hell yeah!
pick.
This is fun. This is great.
Arc Warden mid versus TA.
So you think mid one's more likely to play the Arc Warden and MP to play the Necro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
MP's got the set. Of course he's gonna.
Oh, he's got the set.
That seems
now,
right.
Let's talk
there we go.
He's played it a few times.
Let's talk about that. Arc Warden actually pretty good against TA, isn't he? Because of that, the skill does the ticks.
Yeah, the Flux is very good versus him.
Huh.
Versus her, yeah.
What the planet I'll do here. They need that Rezo hero.
And of course you're high range hero. So they go for the Troll. So Troll TA.
Troll.
Into Necro though, and they have a lot of magic damage versus this Troll Warlord.
Oh.
All right, guys, we gotta go through these predictions now that you see the 5-hero spread from each side. Slacks, what do you got?
Let's see. I think Planet Odd really need to do well in the early game. TA kind of has to bust out. If she doesn't have a lot of damage, that team's kind of screwed. So I'm gonna have to say I like the other guys. Give me Team Secret on this one. Global presence, global strat, easy to do. Press the R button. Done.
Yoji?
I'm looking forward to seeing Planet Odd pulling off some plays this game. They've got some fantastic signature pickups, the Moon Shaker, the Misery Pudge. I'm ready to start seeing that Pudge roaming around and causing all sorts of havoc for Secret. So I've got to go with Planet Odd in this one.
I'll put my faith in Secret this time. A lot of magic damage versus Troll Warlord. Suffers a lot throughout that until BKB.
I'm also kind of feeling Secret on this one, though. I'd love to see some big hook plays and big moon plays. It feels like Secret's lineup is pretty damn strong. Let's see how the casters feel about it as we send it their way now. It's Capitalist and Merlini.
18 teams are going to the International, and Planet Odd is not one of them. But surely, if you look at this team and place them, every single one of these players has to be top 18 within their position. There's clearly some fire here, Ben. Moon Meander tweeting out that, you know, we're coming into this with no strats, but I'm coming for you, Kezu. In our pregame chat, we had Soxa saying to the Observer, hey, make sure you capture all the kills that I'm gonna be getting on Yapzor, right? This is no longer, we're talking about what do the teams have to prove here. I think this is no longer about being a team. This is no longer about proving yourself as Planet Odd. I think this is 5 of the world's best, dejected and pissed off, here to prove that as individual players, that they are better than their opponents. I think more than any other match I've casted, Ben, this is somewhat of a grudge.
Definitely so. I'm all about that Twitter smack talk. I wish we had some more of it all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is something that is kind of been lacking in Dota 2, you know, that kind of fire that comes out from some of these players. I mean, you see it occasionally on Twitter, right?
Have fun.
Like Midwan pointing out the you know, hey, all you invited teams, I'm coming for you. Remember that for Kiev? And I think Planet Odd.
I think some people retweeted that after the Kiev major, though.
Yeah.
So.
That is always the downside of that smack talk. It can always go the wrong way. We'll see what happens here for Planet Odd in this game one. I feel like looking at this is all kind of in somewhat signature heroes for these players. Moon Meander, the Earthshaker player, right? You've got a Weehaw Templar Assassin, a Misery Pudge, probably one of his best heroes there, while Team Secret have adapted what we can say is a very experimental lineup, where we've got Zeus with the Necrophos combined with an Arc Warden to match up against that Templar Assassin.
I do like that matchup. I think the one hero that is standing out in this matchup that doesn't really fit is LC, actually. I think LC might be a liability in this game. There's no like great dual targets. If you dual troll, you just get bashed. If you dual TA, she usually just kills you. So I don't really see him racking up a lot of damage unless Yapzor goes off.
The supports are kind of easy, right? The Crystal Maiden and Pudge are usually easy heroes to get on top of.
I think if you duel those, you just die. Like, there's just so much right-click damage coming out from their side. I'm checking out everyone's sweet immortals.
I see that, Ben.
Mid one gets hooked in the mid lane.
Mid one, pulled in. Misery sitting on top of him, does have the flux though, and he's gonna have some issues now with Puppey charging into him. Weehaw actually finishing up the creep wave, comes over now to help out his buddy, but it's too late. The first blood has already happened. Weehaw laying some damage into mid one, diving into the tower. Can he finish him up? Maybe one more shot. Fairy Fire goes off. He tries to get the angle for the extra shots, but is unable to do so. Weehaw now retreating, but he's gonna be stuck as the flux is gonna be on top of him. The Ghost is also there. He does have the refraction, but the Flux is going to burn through that refraction so quickly. They do manage to get the hook back in onto Puppey. Maybe they could finally get themselves a kill for Planet Odd. The score is currently 3-0. He's blocked out, doesn't have a charge ready to go just yet. Puppey tries to make his way to the Roshan pit, but can't get there in time. Misery will claim the first kill for Planet Odd.
And we currently are aware that we do not have in-game sounds, but we are working on it. We'll give you an update as soon as that is cleared up. But
you can do sound effects, right, Ben?
What's a charge now?
That's the charge of the Spirit Breaker. As Templar Assassin is going to be gone on once again, but a hook back onto Puppey will give Weehaw the space to retreat. This dual lane seems to be working out very favorably for Team Secret, but our panel did kind of tackle that, right? Templar Assassin is going to have a hard time against the Arc Warden Flux.
I'm just surprised that Wee was going for that CS. I guess he's desperately struggling for it, considering he only has 2 CS.
Oh,
the Bass comes out on front.
Oh, MP manages to get the kill on Moonmeander as Puppey takes a brief break from hanging out in the mid lane. It goes to top. Meanwhile, Saksa, our other support from Planet Odd, is not paying too much attention to zoning out the Legion Commander and is a little bit focused on doing the jungle, trying to get to his level 3, get that Arcane Rune going.
He's like old CM now with the Arcane Rune.
He really is. That was the big problem with the new CM, is that Frostbite, you just run out of mana so quickly. Charge once again on Weehaw, but he's far enough back. Just no CS to his name. Now, there's something to be said for Templar Assassin being able to make the comeback with Ancient stacks and such, but this is something else. He is having some other kind of laning phase. He just can't even get close to the creep wave. Yapzor. He's a level 2 Pudge, has the boots, working towards the... Looks like he's thinking about arcanes here. He's not really able to do too much.
Yeah,
Nexus is having a great time.
There's already some big Ancient stacks to the southeast.
Oh, hook in onto the Zeus, but they are going to dive into the Tier 1 tower. Weehaw is going to be ticked down from the Flux as well as the right click from mid-1, but they are able to get the turnaround kill onto the Zeus. Our 2 supports not able to put a full stop to that aggression from Team Secret.
I think one hero that you don't really want to feed in the early game is that Arc Warden, to get that Midas up as soon as possible. And I'm trying to see if he's going for any sort of different build, but it looks like it will be probably a Midas rush. Don't see too much in his quick buy at the moment.
Yeah, he gets out of control real quickly, right?
Yes. Yes, sir, he does.
I would say they have some decent heroes to get on top of the Arc Warden, though. Templar Assassin later on with the Blink Dagger. They have the Pudge as well as the Earthshaker.
Pudge is really good.
Oh, Kezu snap back there in the bottom lane. They are going to have the charge in here. Resolution. He's going to fight back here. Kezu is trying to make the dive in here. Misery is going to be able to get the hook onto Kezu. Managed to get that kill. They have the Frostbite now onto Yapzor. Trying to get slow enough with the Rod. They should be able to get the kill. A charge through all 3 of them from Puppey. He's going straight for Resolution, hoping the bats are going to be enough, but he doesn't get it. Resolution get it with the whirling axes. This time, it's Team Secret's aggression that gets totally punished. All 3 of their heroes die in the bottom lane, unable to pick up a kill.
I could also foresee Pudge being a pretty big problem in the later game, too, because they don't actually have too much physical damage, maybe until, like, mid-1 gets really, really big. But if he starts getting those Flesh Heap stacks and that magic resistance, he's going to be impossible to kill, and he can dish out the damage that we might be lacking.
Poor Weehaw. He goes for the Mel, but he's still got Ghost on top of him. He's still being charged as well. Refraction, 1 second time, but the charge is going to be there first. The Ghost. Puppey gets the right click before the Refraction can go off, and he's not going to be punished for the dive either.
They don't have eyes on that stack, though. They don't have an Observer Ward up there, and they aren't really up in that area. So, yeah, he's getting owned right now. He's only level 4, but soon enough, he can recover as long as they can protect that. But if they take down this mid T1, he could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, his CS is actually not that much different. You look at it, 19-7, 23-5 on the Arc Warden. He's died a lot, but his CS difference is actually very minimal. So the fact that he's going to be able to clear through Ancients may actually still give our Templar Assassin a decent game.
And now Puppey's got it out, so now he knows, okay, they've stacked the south side, so now they can, like, he might die for scouting it out, but it'll be worth the information.
Charge, bump back on 2. They do manage to get a nice fissure there. Puppey's dropping low, but so is Moonmeander. He managed to get another bash in there, and the Arc Warden is able to finish him off. Weehaw, meanwhile, can't quite chase the Spirit Breaker into that pit. fearing the Arc Warden. With the extra duo, Soxa's gonna be in some serious trouble. Puppey gets the bump, but actually stops the charge, dodges the hook in the process. MP slices down Soxa, gives them that extra bit of death timer as well. And Secret win yet another engagement.
Spirit Breaker's causing them so many issues right now. Like, until Earthshaker maybe starts joining the fight and they can block it with the Fissure, then I think they're just gonna keep snowballing, just keep getting more and more kills. Right now, Fissure's on cooldown, so unless he hits a sick enchant right here. Oh, ooh, that was nice play by YapzOr. He timed his bow so that he couldn't hit the enchant.
Kezu slowed down, throws out the overwhelming odds, does barely give him movement speed to get ahead of the Pudge, but it's not enough to get ahead of Resolution's range form. So that is, our Troll's currently sitting 34 and 14, not quite up to the Necrophos' CS, but he has been having a pretty free time and has gotten a couple of kills as well. So if we want to compare our carries and our mids, there's still potential for Planet Odd to even this game up. But as you said, it seems like the Spirit Breaker really is the runaway hero right now. Moon Meander, he's gonna give jungling a little bit more of a try as his lane has been so damn difficult. Mid lane, hook, misses on, mid one, fluxed. Nobody's really helping out Misery though, preventing him from the slow. They are gonna try and just focus on Puppey, who charged in really deep there. 2 against 3, really 3 against 3 with mid one having that extra doppelganger there.
Mid one's also spending a lot of time in this mid lane. Or sorry, MP is. He's come to the mid lane twice already. And looking at his quick buy, he has Radiance on there. That's Radiance, right? Yeah.
Yeah, what are you feeling about that one? I mean, I'm fine with the Veil, right? Great stats, gives you some armor, much needed armor against all of this physical damage. But straight into Radiance, really?
So his alternatives are Atos.
I mean, there's plenty of mid-game items, right? Rod of Atos, Force Staff. You can even go Aghanim Scepter, which was what I think Madara's safe lane Necrophos build was, Force Staff into Ags.
I'm just a little bit worried if he goes for the Radiance that there might not be enough farm on the map because Arc Warden eats up 2+ lanes at once.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he can get away with it, why not, I suppose? It synergizes with a Veil, and it's going to maybe make them want to buy evasion piercing items much earlier on in the game. But it's pretty expensive for a hero that's generally viewed as pretty squishy. Yeah, and if they get a Diffusal Blade, he's done for.
We see that a lot, right? Miss percentage chance and evasion is really strong against Templar Assassin. I feel like she is one hero that is affected by it more than others, right? Because you have this big meld strike that can be dodged, and that misses, you're gonna end up missing out on so much physical damage between the minus armor and just that big extra right click.
Yeah, potentially. Evasion is extra value, but at the same time, MKBU could be extra value too if you do go for an evasion, because you're already versus Arc Warden, so that's also something that they need to take into consideration. Well, we do see a smoke gank onto bottom as Puppey and MP head around. They won't get the smoke broken by Crystal Maiden, but she is just right there.
Misery trying to line up the hook here, is going to try and run onto Moon Meander. Actually gives it up. Puppey does manage to get the kill onto Soxa. Yaps are holding deep inside that jungle area. Looks like they're going to go for the dive here. The TP's coming in for the Necrophos, goes for the hook, barely misses out on YapzOr, and maybe Misery. Doesn't look like there's any sort of charge. Actually, it's in middle lane. They're going to bump into Moon Meander, push him back into mid one, and that will be a quick and easy one for Puppey. I think he was actually charging up towards top lane, but doesn't end up his final destination. Very fortuitous place for him to be. Misery coming in, trying to help out. Oh, another whipped hook there from Misery as he shoots right. Mid one moves left, but they might still be able to get this kill. Weehaw goes to the dive, but again, he's just a little bit shy on the damage. Maybe Resolution can help him out, but diving into the tier 1 tower against an Arc Warden is just not a good idea. Bottom lane, Kezu, he's actually going to chip down that tower. Rare to see a solo offlaner manage to do that, but it looks like with the Echo Slam, he may actually have some sort of turnaround from Moon Meander. Diving into the jungle here, nice little juke around from that tree. The extra movement speed of the phase boots. It looks like he may be out of here. The Fissure slows him down. Saksa trying to close in for the Frostbite. Does manage to snag him ever so barely. And Moonmeander will finish him off with the Enchant Totem Aftershock.
Do you see mid one with his Midas? He Midas the siege creep instead of the range.
Isn't that better?
Debatable.
Misery. Grab on a Necrophos here.
It's definitely faster for pushing out the lane. But he had a Arcane Rune at the time.
Yeah.
Not that it particularly matters for that.
Mid one.
Hook
He didn't
on
expect
top.
this wraparound, that's for sure. Saksa and Moonmeander dive behind the mid tier 1 tower and completely sandwich the Arc Warden.
Looks like he's still going for the Radiance too. I still haven't seen him swap it from his quick buy. That's like one of the greediest builds. Lodi used to do it a lot too.
And
Midas Radiance. Veil, I think, is a maybe nice middle ground for
not even upgraded
the
items. Oh, that magic damage. Whew.
Wow.
MP with a Veil.
They did not even need the Reaper.
Yeah, you got to remember that Spirit Breaker, his bashes are magic damage, right?
Yep, they need a... Like, he needs that magic resistance talent, but he doesn't get that until level 25.
That's thinking real long term there, Ben.
Yeah, well, how else do you survive? You have to buy BKB very early.
But you don't really want to do that in control. That kills your late game so much. Mid one has his hand of Midas and he's working towards the Maelstrom. And that's where the Arc Warden really starts speeding through neutrals. Gaining a lot of farm. Yapzor again playing this tree game. Pushes out some lanes and then just sits in the trees. He feels uncomfortable, feels like there's maybe some heroes trying to gank him. Just TP's out, says Space Creative.
This'll come in handy.
And so his allies, you look at his cores, Arc Warden's farming up the offlane jungle, and P is taking over the other dire jungle. So they're kind of giving the space to the supports to push out waves, which means that if Planet Odd ever do go about ganking some of these heroes, they run into one of the supports in the laning phase, it's not really worth that much to kill them. The much more valuable cores on the side of Secret are in these tough to gank areas. Totally off map.
Yeah, and they're in like full greed mode right now. He's saving up for Radiance and the double Midas on the Arc Warden with his Midas rather. So yeah, they're pretty comfortable with the way the game's going. They know that Troll needs, like, they're comfortable taking fights right now. Even if they were to invade the jungle as a 5-man smoke maneuver, they could easily fight that. I think Arc Warden is still pretty potent even without that Maelstrom. So I guess maybe Secret need to consider the fact that Odd can Roche very easily. TA and Troll, I would say probably two of the best cores at doing Roche. And Dezo's already up on TA, and the Vlad's is already up on Troll Warlord, so those are also two very good Roche items, and they can take it really, really quick. All they need is one pick off, but Misery just can't find those hooks.
They may have the Desolator, but they don't have the Blink Dagger yet on the Templar Assassin. It's still a ways away. It feels like that's kind of a requirement for Planet Odd if they want to get aggressive. And maybe that's why Team Secret put so much pressure on that mid lane, keeping the Templar Assassin down, knowing that during the time where they're going to be the greediest is when a TA with a Blink Dagger could just decimate them.
And speaking of being greedy, Kezu also didn't go for the Blink Dagger, so he can't get aggressive. He went for the Medallion first, knowing that there's just a lot of physical damage. And I think he does need the armor early. Most choices, most people go for the Blade Mail, I would say second after the Blink Dagger, but that would be like 22, 23 minutes maybe, and he might just die and never get his Blade Mail at a reasonable time. So going for the armor first, I actually like here. He has a little bit extra armor from the Iron Talon as well. So Radiance. Radiance.
You know, people might say that we were just trying to be big optimists, seeing the silver lining for the Templar Assassin to make the comeback, but he actually has. 7,200, top of the net worth chart, even ahead of the double Midas Arc Warden.
Yeah, it's always a tough choice, right? It's like, okay, do you actually want to make the risky move, invade their jungle, which could potentially go disastrously because you're fighting in a very unfavorable position, very close to shrines, or do you play a safe and just farm your own side with comparable greed? And the latter option is generally much safer. I think, especially given the fact that Planet Odd need BKBs to fight.
Echo Slam, they caught mid one, the Arc Warden. Not sure how that started, but must have been that Blink Dagger pickup from Moonmeander. That is maybe the first reveal of the Blink Dagger, but well worth it. A kill on the Arc Warden. He's got to be enemy #1, right? Though seeing, at this point in time, looking at MP, they have to realize he's going to be going for something big. And Radiance is really the only big item for Necrophos, and they are going to be able to catch him here. Perfect timing for Planet Odd to make these rotations. The hookshot is going to be able to finish him off through the Ghost Shot. Moonmeander is going to get bumped and will die to the damage coming out from YapzOr, but it looks like Planet Odd are just going to be able to run down all these heroes. What a fast rotation from Planet Odd, going from using the Echo Sam in the bottom lane to kill the Arc Warden to immediately TPing up to top lane and setting up yet another kill. Great plays from Moonmeander.
Yeah, I think they split the TPs in between the Shrine and the T1, and using that drums, is he going to be? Oh wow! See, and that's another thing about the medallion. You might survive, but you might not be in a position where you ever really need to survive if you can't do anyone. And we still see KheZu sitting at 0 duel attempts and 0 duel damage. Poor guy.
Yeah, but on the other side, right, we see the value of the support drums.
Heck yeah!
We're seeing this a lot more.
Taste of your own medicine, Secret.
Yeah.
Oh wait, do they not have a support going for drums? I would be so surprised. Okay, Puppy's going for drums. All is right in the world.
Probably gonna go drums and buckler or something like that. The ultimate value. Misery. Not gonna stick around and see if he can fish out the enemy captain. Back himself up. They do have the Blink Dagger on the Templar Assassin.
They have a Blink Dagger.
They got Moonmeander.
Yeah. They smoked onto their side of the cliff and just waited for KheZu to get. Ooh, but he didn't get the dual damage.
Yeah.
They got the Reaper. Is that worth it? What would you rather choose?
I would rather have the dual damage.
I'd rather have the dual damage too.
I guess he's what, down for an extra 20 seconds? It's level 2.
Yeah, we're greedy. We like that permanent damage.
Infinite scaling, baby. Top lane, Weehaw lost his refraction already, down to half HP. No Reaper Scythe necessary for that one. It'll be the Zeus that gives him the burst damage and maybe an extra kill. Misery being dove behind the tier 1 tower. Attempts the hook. Not going to be able to get it though. YapzOr a little bit too quick for Misery. And it seems like these team fights just are going one way or the other very heavily. It's just like the team managed to get an initiation, they just run over like 3 heroes.
Seems so, and they have mid 1 farming the mid lane, and one of the things that you always look for in Arc Warden players is a spread of Spark Rays, and he has some to the south side, like all in these choke points, a little bit to the left. He has some in the trees, like just all around any potential gank point that they can. Some of them have expired by now, but like he feels very safe there. He's past the river without his team. His entire team is showing pushing top, yet because of the Spark Ray positioning, he can push up that far and make the most out of the map. So clearly mid 1 has played his hero, even if the stats have not showed that he's played it much in competitive.
Yeah, that's why we talk about the mobility being such a huge thing against the Arc Warden, is that even smoke ganks are unreliable when it comes to killing the Arc Warden, just because he does have these gank detectors and the Spark Rays all over the place over choke points. Smoke up though. YapzOr is going to be caught by a hook this time. Ooh, missed Fisher. He's trying to set up Misery. Misery may still claim the kill, or not. YapzOr still 1 step ahead of Planet Odd. His Zeus has been super effective so far with really not a whole lot of mobility items. Went for Ghost Scepter and Ether Lens.
So now they definitely see the relic on Necrophos. He showed in mid, and I wonder how they're going to respond to it, because this is a very unusual choice. Like, what do you actually do if you're Planet Odd here? Do you prioritize him first in the fights because he has like a 5,000 gold item that doesn't really give him that much HP or armor, or do you still want to play the farm game after seeing that he has this like super like power farming tool in his inventory? I'm curious to see what they're going to do. Or do they build the Fusel Blade on Wii and just try and kill him first in the fight? It looks like that's going to be the choice for him. Blink Desolator into Diffusal Blade so that they can prioritize this Necrophos in team fights, which I like, especially considering that Zeus also has a Ghost Scepter.
Moonmeander gonna see a combo here from Puppy. Gets a little lucky on the bashes. He might be able to get the kill, or maybe Moonmeander can actually stall up Puppy enough for Weehaw to be able to come in. He goes for the Boots of Travel, TP in, but no, there's the Echo Sand. They managed to lock down 2 there with a hookshot coming in, finishing off the Necrophos. A huge win for Planet Odd that may just turn into more. Mid 1's gonna try and hold this with his illusion, but This is going to be a tier 1 tower down as well. This is big timing because this will finish up the Diffusal Blade for the Templar Assassin, and I believe it is also going to finish up our BKB for the Troll, or at least going to put him damn close to it. So we've got Planet Odd hitting a serious window of aggression.
They're just a tiny bit off with MP's positioning too. Like, he wasn't there to Reaper in time to finish off the duel. He wasn't there in time to Reaper.
He goes from he's setting up 1 kill, 2 kills at top lane, and now finding more is going to be able to catch Yapzor while Resolution comes in from the side and cleans up Midwan. Again, it just seems like we're watching one team, like Team Secret, just rolling over Planet Odd, and then Planet Odd group up. They do the same to Secret, but this time around, Planet Odd will get the bigger prize, one of the biggest prizes of all, Aegis of the Immortal.
Saksa runs up there. I think he like feigns putting down an Observer Ward, and he will scout out the Ancient stack, I suppose, but just making sure that they're not trying to fight as 3. But those are 2 pretty big kills to give up.
Planet Odd up by 3K now. And their top 2 net worth heroes, Troll and the Templar Assassin, far, far away ahead. It really doesn't seem like this Radiance is going to be paying off big dividends, and this is going to be a 24-minute Radiance or so, while BKB is up on the Troll, Templar Assassin, big as all hell. Like, I don't really feel like that damage over time is really going to be relevant.
Just helps you farm a lot, though.
It seems like neither of these Tempest doubles, as every single time it shows up to defend a tower, Weehaw shreds it apart, just as he's shredding this tier 2 tower. Secret are not going to try and fight, though. They're looking at full split push, full rat mode for the Arc Warden and crew. Secret, the rest of them, sitting behind the Necrophos right now as he pushes forward. Moonmeander unable to get off the Fissure before the charge completes. A Reaper Scythe and a dual kill. That doesn't feel good. Down for 70 seconds, and you gave up dual damage, but at bottom lane, Midwan's going to be caught. That is a bigger kill. He's down for a full minute as well. Secret are still going to try and make this fight work, though. Puppey leading the charge in, managed to get the Crystal Maiden. But with the Glimmer Cape, Saksa will be okay, and there's really no follow-up from the rest of Secret. Apparently, the captain just got abandoned there, as he must have given enough vision to the Planet Odd heroes that Secret just didn't feel safe.
They just triple ulted, so none of them had their ults. Also, they lost mid 1, and also they probably just saw the BKB on Triple Warlord. It's like, okay, yeah, they would have just fed 2 or 3 more kills.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Time for objectives. Planet Odd, they've been demolishing tower after tower, and this is when the map's going to start getting real dark for an Arc Warden, and he's going to be relying on his Tempest double more and more, while his actual hero sits inside the base. Speaking of BKB, fresh one coming up for Weehaw after the mayhem that they've caused.
His net
racked
worth
up
is
over
going
3K.
out of control.
Yeah, he's 14K compared to the Arc Warden, only sitting at 10.
Seems like just like 5 minutes ago he had just Deso.
Yeah.
When he was a wee baby. Now he has everything under the sun.
Misery. Oh, maybe Weehaw can get some vengeance for him, but Yapzor's way too fast, and Weehaw has no more refraction. The Flux causing him a lot of issues. I bet he wishes he had that BKB now, because now he's kind of stuck. Glimmer Cape, not going to save you from Puppey, at least not for long. He's going to be slowed down by the Ghost. Weehaw comes in, looks to finish off Puppey, feeling fearless with that Aegis of the Immortal. They'll keep on pushing, taking the last remaining tier 2 tower.
I wonder why.
Yapzor Ultimate will take that Aegis.
Not sure why he didn't refract there. Maybe he wanted to pop the Aegis. He had plenty of time to do so, but not sure.
Either way, back up with full HP, full mana.
Yeah. Maybe he wanted to slot for his BKB.
That's true.
Maybe.
Good point, Ben. A 4-staff now for Midwan. He is not feeling comfortable with the way the Planet Odd are able to jump on top of him.
Yeah, he needs to create space in between.
He's got to get that Hurricane Pike, push these heroes away.
Necrophos, I think, is one of the hardest heroes to build because you need a lot of things. You need armor, you need HP. Most of the time you need magic resistance. This game, probably not so much because 2 to 3 cores deal heavy physical. And then sometimes you need an anti-diffusal blade. So you need a Ghost Scepter. You need like Ghost Shroud and then Diffusal, and then Ghost Scepter after the Ghost Shroud, and then like Ghost Shroud again. Like it's it's just really difficult to build it. And sometimes you need more damage with Veil, Reaper, Scythe, with the Scepter upgrade. Sometimes you want Radiance. So,
and you need the Ags eventually, right? Like, no matter what kind of builds you go on Reaper site, Aghanims is a part of it.
I don't know. Sometimes it's like you can't get it off twice in a fight. I think it's like a win more sort of thing, instead of like actually saving you from a losing situation like in this game.
Speaking of saves, Kezu managed to come in and save Yapzor. They do manage to get the duel without the refraction, but the BKB is going. They can't get the burst damage fast enough to be able to kill Weehaw, so he's able to walk away. Moonbander stops Puppey for a moment, while Misery and Resolution are going to provide much needed reinforcements to this team fight. They're going to be able to circle on Yapzor and get 3 kills off of that one. Looks like Puppey wasn't even able to chase down Moonbander, so that fight goes horribly awry for Team Secret.
Necrophos dies again.
Their way.
He's chain dying in these fights.
Yeah.
I think the worst part about Radiance is not the item itself, it's the way that your team is forced to play before you get the item. Like, they weren't actually able to fight because you already have Arc Warden who's just trying to split push and push out lanes and farm neutrals, and then you have a Necrophos who's trying to farm his Radiance, so you have 2 heroes that just do not want to really get involved in fights. And that you have a Legion commander who wants to fight all the time, gets a dual damage, and they just have no one really on the map doing anything, and you just lose all your objectives, you lost all your heroes, you lost Roshan, you lost control of your neutrals, you aren't able to gank the TA who was farming Ancients when she had a really difficult laning phase, and Kezu still only won 1 duel.
Great patience there from Planet Odd. They just simply take the tier 3 tower, back out, and start dealing with shrines. Take the Roshan shrine first, and continue to back away from Team Secret just in case. Don't want to get caught in a team fight, especially since they're so far ahead. They can easily reset and go for a smoke when they need to.
Yeah, Spirit Breaker's always looking for a partner. You see, like, he keeps charging people, like, being aggressive, but there's no one really there to back him up. There's no one there to save him. There's no one there to finish off people that he charges, and it's generally not necessarily what you want to do with the Spirit Breaker lineup, right? You just always want to have that kill potential anywhere on the map, and so someone on the panel was talking about, okay, well, you should have these like global lineups, right? The only person that can really help him right now is Zeus, maybe the Arc Warden, but he's busy trying to push out the lane so they don't lose the game in 5 minutes. So your options are really just non-existent for this particular game.
Do you think that the Necrophos or the Legion Commander needed to play a little bit more with the Spirit Breaker? And
I would say Necrophos. I like Blink early on him personally, just because I think you can get that Blink Reaper. Once you get Blink Reaper, then you can actually just have you don't need any survivability because you have this massive HP regeneration from getting that first kill on the map. But if you aren't in position for that first Reaper, you don't get the kill, you don't get that regen going, you're just going to die in the fights over and over and over again, which is mid-one's or MP's MO right now.
Another Diffusal Blade. Resolution would like to be able to have it now as he goes on to MP, does manage to get a lucky bash follow-up from Misery, managed to blink in and hold the Necrophos. Moonbander comes in, gets the chains done onto that Spirit Breaker, while the hold onto Kezu from that Yule Scepter prolongs the inevitable death for him. 28-18, and Planet Odd look to take their first lane of racks, and with no buybacks on the dead members of Team Secret, could be 2 lanes.
So this game, I think, was a particularly hard switch up for Secret. If we recall the 2 last games for Secret yesterday, the mid one carried them in the 15 to 30 minute phase of the game, which is where Secret was the weakest this game because of mid one's different hero. He was playing TA and OD in yesterday's games, heroes which the team played around very, very well, and he felt like he was able to move around the map and kill people and do stuff, take out objectives, and just do a lot of damage in the fights. In this game, he's an Arc Lord. He's a filthy split pusher, as Slax calls it, and just isn't able to really contribute much into a later phase of the game. So they need someone to pick up that slack in the 15 to 30 minute phase, but there was no one there this time, and you can see that their entire game plan has just fallen apart, and I definitely think he's a good Arc Warden player. It's more of a question about whether or not the team can play around it.
Yeah, I don't think the cores played very well around the Arc Warden at all. I feel like there was a lack of sense of priority, right? When MP's going, hey, I want to be able to get this Radiance. You know, I want to be able to sit back and farm up this Radiance, and I'm still really squishing and can very easily get bursted down. He doesn't want to get into team fights. Arc Warden's busy, you know, doing Arc Warden things. That makes sense. He's got to be able to split push and farm, as he's not really a mid-game hero. And then even Legion Commander, I think we talked about how he was spending a lot of time in the jungle. They played very defensive, but they needed some core, probably 2 of them, to be able to go out and create space for mid one, so he felt more comfortable split pushing, as he got caught out multiple times by the Earthshaker rotations.
I agree. I think you also want like the most flexible cores to adjust to the playstyle that you need. Like Arc Warden is just not very flexible in his playstyle. I guess if he's a support, yeah, maybe he can play in between a support and a core, but within the core role, like he can only really split push effectively. That's just kind of what the hero does, and there hasn't been many other playstyles that have been explored that really make the hero shine with his current skill set.
Moonmeander in some trouble. That'll be a dual Reaper Scythe combo again. He instantly buys back. That's a Moonmeander, I know. Well, they don't have ultimates, right? No Zeus ulti, no Necrophos Scythe. He doesn't have an Aghanim Scepter, no Spiritbreaker ultimate or dual. So they've got nothing left in the tank, Ben. I think Planet Odd, they could just run though if the fight does go wrong, Roshan's gonna be up and Team Secret actually have a huge window to make a comeback. If they can somehow hold.
Secret, also if they kill Shaker one more time, and he Reapers him, he's probably dead for like
2 minutes, 2.5.
Something. Something like that. He's dead until next game.
Just go take a bathroom break.
That would probably be the most appropriate time. What would be the longest buyback or longest death timer that you could have? I think it's like...
I've had 210 seconds.
210?
Yeah, I think.
What?
Yeah, it was one of those like late games I bought back, got Reaper Sight twice. Mid one, Force Staff over. Diffuser Blade to slow him down though. He's not gonna be able to make it out though. Even with the Force Staffs, he is still within the claws of Resolution. He now snatches those onto the Necrophos, managed to get a lucky bash. Weeha's gonna follow that up with the physical damage, and it's called. Team Secret, GG out, and Planet Odd take game number 1 in this best of 3.
I like the play from the Planet Odd supports this game. They realized that we was getting punished heavily, and they set a game plan in motion to help him out. They camped on a mid, and they just killed the Spirit Breaker 1 or 2 times. They sacked the Ancients, and then we had a great game after that. And they kind of set the plan in motion for the cores to start rolling, whereas Secret, Spirit Breaker didn't really have a partner. I think Spirit Breaker's job is to just charge people and kill people. So, you know, he's doing the right thing, setting things in motion, key hauling over the map.
I would also point